Hey everybody, wanted to post another update on my recovery from subscapularis repair and rotator cuff surgery. Come here, up. It's my dog, she's sneezing. Come here, up Oakley, come on, up. I wanted to show her on camera because I'm thinking my last video I was looking around for her and it looked like I had a pretend dog, so it looked silly. So in case you were wondering, I really do have a dog. But anyway, so just finished up my 6th week of post-op, and I'm officially out of the sling, which is awesome. I was, just to be totally honest, it was off and on for the past week and a half or so anyway, just because I didn't really need it. I was working a lot, just sitting down, so it's been off. But again, when I was up and about, I was putting it back on, walking the dog, putting it on. So I was trying to stick with, keeping my arm immobilized for the most part. But now it's off, and it's a ridiculous sense of freedom, which is great. It feels like it's healing well. I've been at physical therapy twice a week, as I said before, and she's starting to go really put me through much more severe range of motion exercises, which is great. So I think, I'm not warmed up right now, but right to about here is where I can comfortably get my arm, and that's pretty good. So I have a set of pulleys in my garage that I hang over my pull-up bar, and for the passive range of motion, I think I said this before on a previous video, but I pull this arm up with the other arm, and that's been really helpful. And there are a ton of other things that Sue has me do, just to increase the range of motion and get it loosened up in there. There are a couple things, she had me on the table the other night, and subscapularis aside, where this isn't even involved, there are some range of motion things I have going on where I just can't move my arm, down into the internal rotation very well anymore. And I think that's just because even before surgery, I was just immobilizing my arm by myself because I couldn't really use it and I didn't want to hurt it any further. So, I think just about 2 months of having it really not be used or not using it has contributed to that. But before that, I was mobilizing all the time, just for exercising and twice a week. So I just think that's the situation with not using it and it being immobilized. So, but overall, I really can't complain. I'm in a good mood about it, which is great. Like mentally, like I said, I've been able to stay active, just walking the dog and, getting in some one-arm workouts in the garage, stretching where I can. And I'm looking forward to, progressing through this physical therapy. About another 2 weeks, I can start running and doing some more higher impact things, which is exciting. I put a couple pounds on, so I'm excited to be able to do that and burn those off a little bit. So what else can I tell you? Yeah, it's a good report, I think. So 8 to 10 weeks is when I can officially start strengthening it. But to be honest, we're already kind of doing a little bit of that because I'm about to go into the active range of motion phase, and she's been doing that with me anyway for the past week and a half or so. And that's where I'm moving it, on my own accord instead of her moving it for me. So I have been doing some of that, and just by nature and process, that starts to strengthen it anyway. But as far as actually applying or using any kind of weights and resistance to strengthen it, that's supposed to be 8 to 10 weeks. So I suspect we'll start probably around 8 weeks. And then, if I'm good with it and I stick with it, which I will, full on recovery and getting back to barbell stuff, and actually just being able to use my arm outside and around the house to use a shovel or a rake or whatever, that's going to be probably another month, somewhere around there. So all good. I think it's a little bit better than I expected, and I'm looking forward to getting to the point where I really don't notice it anymore. And I suspect that's probably going to be around midsummer. And again, that's kind of where I expected I'd be right about now. So, it is spring. It's April 10th today, and there's a lot to do out here in the yard. So I'm going to do the best I can with what I've got and of course recruit my family to get out here and help me do some things. So a good report. So 6 weeks post-op, and looking forward to the next couple of weeks now that I'm out of the sling and, you know, laying down to sleep. And I'm looking forward to getting some better sleep now with not having to wear that thing. So that's about it. I will post another update in a couple of weeks, I think, once I'm able to, you know, get a little bit more active, and just, you know, keep you posted with how that's going. I know you're very anxious to hear it all. So in any event, that's it. Talk to you soon. Take care.